It's been a long time since my World Tour rover received an invitation to a destination outside of my attic. This time the request came from really far away. The journey goes across the Atlantic Ocean and the North American continent to Pasadena for the Hackaday Supercon. I haven't changed anything on the robot design since visiting the Forum Stadtpark in Graz, Austria, although I already had some improvements in mind back then. The Supercon invitation came a bit too late for major upgrades, so I just fixed what was broken and put a flag on top of the chassis for better visibility. I also wrote a couple of scripts to improve the handling of the rover. A power bank attached to the underside serves as energy storage for the rover. The battery is held in place by rubber bands. In principle, the 1A output of the power bank is sufficient to power the rover, however I recommend using the 2.1A output. With the help of the newly implemented switch on the underside of the rover, the VLAN mode can be selected. If the switch is flipped to O for offline, both LEDs start to flash. The Raspberry Pi now boots into access point mode. During the reboot, both LEDs are flashing or are turned on simultaneously. The boot process is complete when only the yellow LED is lit after about 1 minute. Now a VLAN named R17 should appear. You have to connect your smartphone or laptop to this. Open a browser and enter 192.168.4.1 as target address. A page will appear where you can enter the SSID and password of the Wi-Fi network you want the rover to connect to. Keep in mind that both the SSID and the password are case sensitive. You can use a checkbox to specify whether the access data should be created as a new file or appended to the existing file. This means that several networks can be saved. Once the data has been entered and confirmed, the switch must be flipped to I for internet. Once again, the Raspberry Pi inside the rover reboots. This is complete when only the green LED lights up, which should happen after a minute or two. If the entered data is correct, the rover is now connected to your VLAN and so prepared to drive around. Scan the QR code on the rover's flag or enter the address robospadium.de in your browser. The R17 control page will appear, allowing you to take control. The user manual is linked on that page. The World Tour rover is controlled just like all the vehicles in my attic, which are accessible all around the clock. There you can practice driving the rover before the Supercon starts. If something needs to be repaired, the housing is connected to the corner points of the chassis with 4 screws. The housing can be easily removed after loosening those screws. As told before, a Raspberry Pi serves as the central brain of the rover. It is an old Model B+, so VLAN connection is provided via an USB stick. A total of 10 GPIOs is used to control the vehicle's hardware. A standard servo moves the camera up, down, or points it straight ahead. Up to 6 white LEDs can be switched on when driving in the dark. Two RC hobby servos for continuous rotation serve as drive motors of R17. If necessary, the microSD card can be changed from the front without having to remove the housing. The flag on top of the rover can be raised with extensions so that the little robot can be seen even when it is driving on the floor. However, if the robot should also be able to drive under tables, the short version is recommended. A small handle is attached to the top of the rover for portability. There is also a holder for a smartphone. With that you can send a live video stream to a network of your choice. If the internet connection via VLAN works, R17 can be controlled from anywhere on the planet with internet access. You can find the control center at robospadium.de. No registration is needed for controlling, only a username has to be entered so that the rover knows who is sending the control commands. It must be prevented that several users send different commands at the same time. As told before, the user manual is available on my website. A series of still images is transmitted. Driving R17 is similar to driving a rover on the moon. Try it out! The Supercon will take place from November 4th to 6th, 2022 in Pasadena, California, and if everything goes well and R17 is allowed to pass the immigration office on its tiny wheels, you can control the Explorer during this time. If you can't visit the world's largest convention of hobbyists, hackers and artists in person, you'll at least get a glimpse of what's going on the west coast of the USA. Anyone who visits the Supercon and sees R17 is welcome to send me a photo. Unfortunately I can't be there. So a special thank you to the hosts of Hackaday who care for the alien visitor. And maybe R17 will find another host for another target area at the Supercon. I'm open for your offers. There are always some robots online in my Robospadium, so you can explore my attic at any time and practice driving the world to a rover. And if you would like to support me financially in the maintenance and development of my robot fleet, you are welcome to click the donate button on my pages. Many thanks to all the great people that already sent me an obol. Thanks for watching and I'll be back.